I always like the challenges, and you're in this constant cold and you can't dry out. It's when it becomes very hideous for people. When we traveled through these valleys and that, we always would have a wolf that would travel with the dogs. It was like the Garden of Eden. At first it was so brutal, but there was an attraction to me that I had to this open space. And I think maybe it was the open spaces that did it. Probably what a sailor would feel like on an open ocean. But in 1986, I led a team of 8 people, 50 dogs, unsupported to the North Pole. And all the authorities said you could never do it. But essentially exploration, whatever you're exploring, it's actually an exploration of yourself because you're learning. When I saw Antarctica for the first time, I was awestruck at what I saw. In that awe, my first reaction is that this ice is going to dictate the future of humanity. It's a place that's going to affect your life forever, and your children's life, and your children's children's life. When the ice shelves break off, what happens if New York goes under when it does, and Miami is going to go for sure. That was all around the preservation of Antarctica because the treaty nations, 27 treaty nations had voted to open up Antarctica for minerals. And we were able to, through that expedition and the work that we did internationally, we were able to reverse all 27 votes. So 30 years ago I worked with world leaders and I had that experience. But I felt the Steger Center is well timed for this because what is really lacking in our decision making is to be in a place where you're grounded, where you're around nature. And I see this as a Camp David in the wilderness. And that's what I've been building here for the last 35 years. Originally, when I had this vision, it was way before the climate went out of control. But now, especially this summer now, the summer that the temperature boiled around the Earth, I think everybody finally sees it. You can't make it to the North Pole anymore by dog team because it's the open ocean. All the ice shelves that I've traveled on in the polar regions, north and south, not there anymore. We still have our same old materialistic habits, and almost 50% of the population that they didn't have anything to do with this problem, and they're in droughts right now and hunger, and this is just starting. We're going to have to move fast to find solutions and mainly adapt. How we're going to adapt around this. The solutions to climate, it's economics. It's creating these new jobs, not just in clean energy, but infrastructure in general. These new jobs are going to be the way we're going to survive. A lot of the work that I've done, national and international, is really policy work. It's all about bringing leaders together and building that relation and communicating with each other. But I feel the center and the legacy I hopefully will leave behind has that type of substance that will attract world leaders. But it's developing this new way of living. The solutions are really, it's a higher quality, a little simpler life. What I've learned in 25 years of leading international expeditions, it's really the teamwork. You can do almost the impossible with a strong team. You come up with the right ideas. And in terms of how do you work with world leaders, well, you first start here with pilot programs, locally within Minnesota, then gradually building out. It's a moral imperative that we come together. I'm very hopeful.